Imagine this. You're sitting on the couch, calling out your cat's name with excitement. You wait, expecting even the slightest reaction, maybe a glance, a meow, or a little paw patting your way. But nothing, not even a twitch of an ear. Is your cat ignoring you on purpose? Or is there more to the story? Here's the surprising part. Your cat isn't ignoring you the way you think they are. There's a reason behind their behavior, and trust me, it's not as simple as them being stubborn or distant. Stay with me because in the next few minutes, we're looking closely at why your cat acts this way and what you can do to grab their attention every single time. Intro cats are mysterious little creatures, aren't they? They can be loving and affectionate one moment and completely indifferent the next. But when your cat doesn't respond to their name, it can feel personal, like they're purposely shutting you out. The truth is, their behavior has a lot to do with instincts, communication style, and even how we approach them. It's not rejection, it's nature. In this video, we'll go into the reasons why your cat seems to ignore you when you call them. You'll learn about the science behind their selective hearing, how their instincts shape their reactions, and, most importantly, simple but effective tips to finally get their attention. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools you need to connect with your feline friend in ways you never thought possible. Let's solve this mystery together. Ready? Let's get started. Pose a compelling question, so let's get to the heart of it. What's really going on when your cat seems to ignore you? Are they just being stubborn? Or is there something more going on? And more importantly, what can you, as their caregiver and friend, do to strengthen that bond? Stick around, because we're about to figure out this seemingly frustrating behavior. By the end of this, you won't just understand your cat better, you'll know how to make sure they feel as connected to you as you do to them. Curious? Let's jump in. Cats. Nature's solitary hunters. To truly understand why your cat doesn't always respond when you call them, we need to look at their history. Unlike dogs, cats aren't pack animals. Their ancestors were solitary hunters, thriving on independence rather than teamwork. Unlike wolves, who depended on a group to hunt and survive, early wildcats evolved to hunt alone. This meant they had to be cautious, watchful, and, most importantly, self-sufficient. Think about it. Calling out to another animal in the wild could make them easy targets for predators or competitors. Their survival depended on staying quiet and choosing when to respond. This instinct has been passed down through generations, influencing the behavior of today's domestic cats. So, when your cat doesn't respond to you, it's not because they're being disobedient or stubborn. It's a deep-rooted instinct that tells them they don't need to react unless it serves their purpose. What science has to say now? Let's support this with some research. A 2013 study conducted by Atsuko Saito and Kazutaka Shinozuka at the University of Tokyo offered some interesting insights into cat behavior. The researchers found that cats can recognize their owner's voice. They can tell it apart from the voices of strangers, which means your cat definitely knows when you're calling them. But here's the twist. They often choose not to respond. Why? Because cats, unlike dogs, haven't evolved to be people pleasers. Dogs were bred to work with humans, responding to commands as part of their role in a group. Cats, on the other hand, have always lived more independently, even after domestication. Their instincts tell them they don't need to respond unless it serves a purpose for them, like food, play, or affection. Selective hearing or something deeper? This selective hearing isn't just a funny trait. It's a part of who they are. Cats focus their energy on what feels immediately important or rewarding. When they hear you call, they might think about the situation. Is there food? A threat? Something worth their attention? If not, they'll stay relaxed in their cozy spot. Understanding this behavior isn't about labeling your cat as lazy or aloof. It's about understanding their natural instincts. Their independence is what makes them special, and let's be honest, part of what we love about them. So, the next time your cat ignores you, remember, it's not personal, it's instinct. And that's where the magic of understanding them starts. Your cat does recognize you, but on their terms. What the science says. Here's the good news. Your cat absolutely recognizes you. They know your voice, your scent, and even the sound of your footsteps as you approach the door. In fact, research has shown that cats have an incredible ability to recognize familiar sounds. A study conducted by Atsuko Saito, a leading researcher in feline behavior, found that cats can distinguish their owner's voice from a stranger's within seconds. Think about that for a moment. Your cat isn't just hearing random sounds when you call their name. They're actively processing, "Oh, that's my human." Their ears might flick, their tail might twitch, or their eyes may momentarily glance in your direction. These small gestures often go unnoticed, but are subtle signs that your cat knows it's you. But here's the twist. Just because they recognize you doesn't mean they'll respond. And that's where cats are different from dogs. While dogs have been bred for thousands of years to work alongside humans and respond to commands, cats have evolved on a completely different path. They're independent, self-reliant, and operate on their own terms. Selective behavior now. Let's talk about why your cat doesn't always respond when you call them. Unlike dogs, who seem eager to please, cats are highly selective in their reactions. They evaluate situations with a simple question, "What's in it for me?" If they don't see an immediate benefit, like food, affection, or something interesting, they often choose to stay put. To cats, energy is a resource. Responding to you means using that energy, and unless it serves a purpose, they'd rather conserve it. This isn't laziness. It's efficiency. In the wild, unnecessary movement could expose a cat to predators or waste precious energy they might need to hunt. Even though your indoor cat is safe and well-fed, these instincts still influence their behavior. The fine line between independence and indifference, while this selective behavior might seem indifferent, it's important to recognize it as part of what makes cats so unique. They're not responding to commands because they're stubborn or rude. They're simply wired to prioritize their needs first. It's not about ignoring you. It's about assessing the situation based on their instincts. When your cat does choose to respond, it's not out of obedience. It's a choice. And that choice makes their affection and attention feel all the more special, doesn't it? So the next time you call their name and get no response, don't be discouraged. Remember, they know it's you. They're just deciding whether it's worth their energy. The role of tone and timing in calling your cat. When it comes to getting your cat's attention, two important factors come into play: tone and timing. Understanding how these work can help you build a better connection with your furry friend and improve communication. Tone is everything. First things first. Tone matters a lot when calling your cat. Cats are highly sensitive to the tone of your voice, and they tend to respond better to higher-pitched melodic tones. Think of it like this. When cats were kittens, their mothers would use higher-pitched sounds to call them or get their attention. These sounds are familiar to them and signal safety and comfort. So when you call your cat in a soft, higher-pitched voice, you're mimicking those nurturing sounds. On the other hand, if you call them in a flat or serious tone, they might not even realize you're speaking to them. Cats don't respond well to a monotone or commanding voice. This doesn't grab their attention the same way. It's almost as if you're speaking in a language they don't understand. So, next time you're trying to call your cat, try raising your pitch and speaking in a friendly, melodic tone. This small change can work wonders in catching their interest. Timing tips. Timing also plays an important role in how your cat responds. Cats are independent and have their own rhythms. If your cat is lounging, grooming, or enjoying their me time, they're less likely to respond to your calls. During these moments, they're in a relaxed state, focused on themselves, and not necessarily interested in interacting. The best time to call your cat is when they're alert, curious, or in a playful mood. Cats are much more likely to engage when they're actively looking around or feeling playful. So, instead of trying to call your cat when they're deep into their own world, wait for a time when they're more aware of their surroundings. Understanding these two factors, tone and timing, can make all the difference in how effectively you get your cat's attention. Body language and nonverbal communication. Cats are experts in nonverbal communication, and they rely heavily on body language to interact with the world around them. As pet owners, It's important to understand that your body language speaks louder than your words when it comes to your cat. A subtle shift in your posture or a simple gesture can make a huge difference in how your cat perceives you and responds to your attempts to interact. Cats are visual communicators, unlike dogs, who are more focused on sound. Cats are primarily visual communicators. They observe your every movement and interpret it to understand your intentions. This means that how you stand or move around them plays a significant role in how they react. For example, if you stand tall and loom over your cat, it might be perceived as a threatening gesture. Cats are instinctively wary of anything that feels like a dominant or aggressive stance, which could make them feel cornered or intimidated. Instead of using towering body language, aim for more neutral and inviting postures. When you try to interact with your cat, avoid standing over them, as this might make them feel uneasy. What works? So what works? Crouching or sitting down to your cat's level is a much better approach. This makes you seem less imposing and more approachable. Cats are naturally more comfortable when they can meet eye to eye, and sitting down gives them the space to approach you when they feel ready. Another effective technique is using gentle hand gestures. Instead of reaching out quickly or startling them, try extending your hand slowly or offering a soft pat on the ground. This signals to your cat that you're friendly and not a threat. You can also try softly patting the floor to encourage them to come closer, mimicking an invitation to play or interact. By becoming more mindful of your body language, you can create a more positive and comfortable environment for your cat, making it easier for them to trust and engage with you. Association. The key to your cat's attention, one of the most effective ways to get your cat's attention, is through association, teaching them that responding to their name or a certain sound leads to positive outcomes. Cats are incredibly observant and can quickly make connections between their actions and the rewards they receive. By associating their name with something they love, such as treats, playtime, or affection, you're building a bond that motivates them to respond when you call them. Positive reinforcement. Cats, just like dogs, respond well to positive reinforcement. They are highly intelligent and observant animals, which means they can learn to associate specific sounds, like their name, with positive experiences. For example, if you call your cat's name and immediately follow it up with something enjoyable, like their favorite treat or a play session, they will start to associate their name with those good things. Over time, this creates a positive feedback loop. Your cat hears their name and knows that something good is coming, which makes them more likely to respond. This process is a form of classical conditioning, where a neutral stimulus, their name, becomes associated with a positive outcome, treats, or affection. Cats are highly responsive to these patterns of cause and effect, which is why using positive reinforcement can be such a powerful tool in getting their attention. Practical example to put this into practice: start by calling your cat's name and immediately following it up with something they love. Whether it's a tasty treat, a fun game with their favorite toy, or some gentle petting, the key is to make the experience enjoyable for them. For example, if you call their name and they come over to you, give them a treat or start a short play session right away. Over time, your cat will start to understand that when they hear their name, something great is coming, which will make them more likely to come to you when called. By consistently using positive reinforcement, you'll build a stronger bond with your cat and encourage them to pay attention when you call their name. Why the treat jar always wins? If you've ever had a cat, you've probably experienced the magic of the treat jar. The moment that familiar sound of the jar opening or shaking fills the air, your cat comes running, no matter where they are in the house. Have you ever wondered why your cat reacts so strongly to that sound? The answer lies in their instincts and how they respond to certain cues. Let's explore why the treat jar is so effective and how you can use it to get your cat's attention. Sound over words. Unlike humans, cats are less likely to respond to words alone. They don't understand language in the same way we do, but they are highly responsive to sounds, especially those that have a clear connection to something rewarding. The sound of the treat jar opening or shaking is something your cat has likely learned to associate with food or a fun treat. Because cats are wired to seek out rewards, Any noise that signals a positive outcome will immediately grab their attention. This instinctive response makes the treat jar a powerful tool for training or getting your cat's attention. The sound is distinct and predictable, so your cat learns to expect something good whenever they hear it. The next time you hear your cat come running at the sound of the jar, know that it's not just coincidence. They're actively responding to the association they formed between the sound and the treat. What you can do, you can use this powerful association to your advantage when training your cat or trying to get their attention. One great trick is to pair the sound of the treat jar with your cat's name. For example, shake the jar or make the sound of it just before calling your cat's name. When they come running, reward them with a treat. Over time, they'll begin to connect the sound of the jar with both the reward and their name, making it much more likely they'll respond to you. By consistently pairing the sound of the treat jar with a call, your cat will start to associate hearing their name with something positive, and this will make them more likely to come to you when called, even without the treat jar shaking every time. Individual personalities and breed differences in cats. When it comes to cats, it's important to remember that not all cats are the same. Just like humans, each cat has its own unique personality, preferences, and ways of interacting with the world. Some cats are naturally social and love attention, while others are more independent and prefer their alone time. Understanding your cat's personality is crucial to building a stronger bond and figuring out the best way to get their attention. Not all cats are the same. Cats have a wide range of temperaments, and their personality can often dictate how they respond to you. Some cats are social butterflies who thrive on interaction and enjoy being the center of attention. These cats might eagerly respond when you call them, jump into your lap, or follow you around the house. Other cats, however, are more independent, preferring to spend their time in solitude, only coming to you when they feel like it. These cats might ignore you at first, but they may come to you later for affection or when they need something. By observing your cat's behavior, you can learn to recognize their unique personality. Once you understand how your cat behaves, you can adjust your approach to connect with them more effectively. For example, a more social cat might respond well to frequent calls and playful interactions, while a more independent cat might need a softer, less demanding approach. Breed. Specific behaviors breed can also play a significant role in a cat's behavior. Different cat breeds often have unique characteristics that affect their temperament and how they interact with their owners. For instance, Siamese and Bengal cats are known for being vocal and interactive. These breeds thrive on communication and are often more engaged with their owners. They may respond to you quickly, wanting to engage in conversation or play. On the other hand, Persians and British Shorthairs tend to be quieter and more reserved. These cats might not respond as eagerly to calls or social interactions, preferring to relax on their own or seek attention only when they choose. Understanding these breed-specific traits can help you adjust your expectations and approach when interacting with your cat. By paying attention to your cat's individual personality and breed traits, you can tailor your interactions to suit their needs, making your bond even stronger. Environmental distractions. Why your cat might not hear you sometimes. No matter how loudly or enthusiastically you call your cat, they just don't seem to respond. While it can be frustrating, there's a simple explanation for this. Environmental distractions. Cats are highly attuned to their surroundings, and they can easily become distracted by noise or activity around them. Understanding how distractions affect your cat can help you find ways to get their attention more effectively. Why they might not hear you. Imagine trying to have a conversation in a noisy, crowded room. It's difficult to focus, right? The same goes for your cat. If there's a lot of background noise, whether it's the TV blaring, kids playing, or other pets making a ruckus, your cat might not even register that you're calling them. Cats are more likely to respond when they can hear clearly without other competing sounds. So even though you might be calling their name loudly, all the external noise can drown it out. This is especially true if your cat is engaged in something like napping, playing, or grooming, where they're already in their own world and not focused on you. What to do to overcome this? Try calling your cat in a calm, quiet environment where there are fewer distractions. If you're inside the house and the TV or other pets are making noise, try moving to a different room or calling your cat when things are quieter. Reducing external distractions can significantly improve your chances of getting your cat's attention. You can also try calling them during more peaceful times of the day, like in the early morning or evening when there's less hustle and bustle. By creating a quieter space for interaction, you give your cat the opportunity to focus on you and the sound of your voice, making it easier for them to respond. Cats are naturally curious and responsive, but like us, they need a distraction-free environment to truly engage. Practical tips for better communication with your cat. Effective communication with your cat is all about understanding their behavior and using the right techniques to get their attention. Whether you're trying to call them over or encourage interaction, there are several practical ways to improve the way you communicate with your feline friend. Engagement techniques. Sometimes simply calling your cat's name might not be enough to grab their attention. Cats are naturally curious creatures, and their instinct to explore can be a powerful tool when you need them to focus on you. Instead of just calling their name, try using a toy to entice them. A dangling feather, a squeaky toy, or even a laser pointer can be irresistible to many cats. These toys appeal to their hunting instincts, and the movement catches their eye. If your cat is not responding to your voice, using a toy is a great way to redirect their attention. For instance, gently wave a feather toy in front of them, or move a laser pointer in a zigzag pattern. When they focus on the toy, you can also use their name, allowing them to associate it with fun and engagement. This combination of play and communication makes it easier for your cat to learn that responding to you is rewarding. Consistency is key. Consistency is essential when it comes to getting your cat to respond to their name or certain cues. If you're trying to teach your cat to recognize their name, it's important to call them the same way every time. Whether you use a friendly tone, a specific pitch, or a particular call, try to stay consistent in how you address them. Over time, your cat will start to associate that specific sound with positive interactions, like playtime or treats. The more consistently you call their name in a specific way, the more likely they are to respond when they hear it. Just like humans, cats learn best through repetition, so practicing this method daily will help reinforce the connection between their name and the reward they'll get by responding. By combining engagement techniques with consistency, you'll be well on your way to improving communication with your cat and strengthening your bond. Climax key moment. The breakthrough insight. At this point, it's time to reveal the breakthrough insight that can change how you view your cat's behavior forever. You may have felt frustrated or confused when your cat ignores you or doesn't seem to respond the way you expect. But here's the key. Your cat isn't ignoring you because they don't care. In fact, cats are highly affectionate creatures, but they have their own way of interacting and responding to the world. They're simply responding in a way that makes sense to them. By understanding your cat's instincts, communication style, and unique personality, you can bridge the gap between your expectations and their behavior. Cats don't always respond the way we want them to because they interpret the world differently than we do. What might seem like disinterest or stubbornness is often just your cat being true to their nature. Once you recognize this, you can begin to see their actions through a new lens and approach your interactions in a way that fosters a stronger connection. This understanding is the key to transforming your relationship with your cat. Rather than feeling frustrated by their behavior, you'll be able to engage with them in a way that aligns with their natural instincts. This leads to better communication, a deeper bond, and more meaningful interactions. A custom quote for the video to sum it up. Here's a custom quote that encapsulates this idea. Cats don't respond to commands, they respond to connections. When you make it worth their while, they'll reward you in their own special way. By building a connection based on respect for their instincts and personality, you'll find that your cat will start responding to you in a way that feels more natural and rewarding for both of you. Understanding and patience are the keys to fostering that bond. So, why does your cat ignore you sometimes? The answer isn't personal, it's instinctual. Cats are independent creatures by nature, and their behavior is shaped by their instincts, communication, style, and personality. From the tone of your voice to the timing of your calls, every detail plays a role in how your cat responds. Understanding these nuances is key to transforming those seemingly cold moments into truly meaningful interactions. The tone of your voice, the timing of your calls, and your body language all impact how your cat perceives and responds to you. Cats are also very sensitive to environmental distractions, so noise and chaos can easily cause them to tune out. But by recognizing these factors and using the right engagement techniques, such as pairing their name with a treat jar sound or using toys to grab their attention, you'll be able to connect with your cat in a more effective way. And most importantly, consistency is crucial. If you're patient and consistent with your efforts, your cat will start to associate your calls with positive experiences, and over time, you'll see them responding with more trust and affection. Reassurance for cat owners: remember, every cat is unique. Some are naturally more social, while others are independent and reserved. It might take time and patience to fully understand your cat's behavior, but the effort is worth it. As you build that connection and take the time to communicate in ways that make sense to your cat, you'll see the results. Your cat will begin to trust you more, and your interactions will become more rewarding. In the end, it's about patience, understanding, and respect for your cat's instincts and personality. The more you invest in understanding them, the stronger your bond will grow. Call to action. Want to dive even deeper into your cat's mysterious behavior? If you're curious to uncover more secrets about how your feline friend communicates and how you can strengthen your bond, be sure to watch our next video. We'll explore more tips, tricks, and insights to help you become the best cat owner you can be. Don't miss out. Click the link and join us for the next episode to continue unlocking the wonders of your cat's world.